Hello everyone, and welcome to the ultimate finale of the third portion of the second day of court and the fourth case of the second game in the trilogy of a whole series. Yeah, I definitely nailed it that time. Alright, so things are pretty grim right now. Together, Phoenix and Edgeworth have only bought 30 more minutes of the judge's time. And that was a desperate bid to buy time for Gumshoe, who was speeding along here with new evidence from a hideout that D Killer was holed up in. But D Killer was not found, and Gumshoe apparently crashed his car. So there's no telling if he's going to be able to make it with the evidence in time. In fact, if he's even conscious right now at all. So, things really aren't looking good. But I know I am excited to see this game end right here in this play session. Maybe not in this video, but definitely in this new play session. So let's get going. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note. Oh. Well, if that's what Edgeworth was just reacting to, then maybe that's not good for the prosecution's case. And that means it would be good for us. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. Gasp. Oh. Well now. Hello. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, will you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Yeah, that would make sense. Maybe Miss Impax never did write a suicide note. Maybe all of Adrian Andrews' suspicions were for naught. But the point remains that Juan most certainly did make a fake one to read out at that press conference and slander the name of Matt Ongard. Wow. Okay. I wonder if Mr. Juan Corrida lived with regret for how he treated Celeste. After all, he called off the wedding just because of what Matt said to him, how Matt brought up Celeste's history. I would like to think that Juan would regret that his actions more or less led to his fiancée's death. Regardless, I think it's clear that Juan had big motive to slander Matt. Mr. Corrida? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Ongard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Ongard could not have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged? Is that proper grammar? I think that's a typo, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Edgeworth does have a good point. Regardless of whether or not it's real, the point remains that Matt totally hired an assassin to silence Swan Corda before it could be read. It doesn't matter if it's real, not at all. Oh god. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Really? Hold on. Okay, goddammit, what was the thing that Phoenix just said? This theory that Matt On Guard knew it was fake? Or didn't know it was fake? What did he say? I forget! Goddammit, I just read it, but I didn't comprehend it! Let's back down? Why else would Phoenix say there's something a little wrong with it? Okay, hold on. Well, I assume it would have to do with the spy camera, right? Oh! It only ran from 8 p.m. for 1 hour. Could we say that this camera couldn't have been recording when the note was first put in the bear? No, maybe not. I don't know. Let's back down, just to see what happens. It's no use. Something feels wrong, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Actually, there is something I would like to ask. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to the effect of the defendant had spied on Mr. Corda's private life. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well. That's it. Yes, and so naturally, this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the note was a fake. Would he? Order! See here, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I was the one who thought of the spying thing. Jumping in and stealing my thunder like that is simply... I can't even describe it. Yes, sorry. I could have even bragged about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild had you not. For that, I assign you a penalty, Mr. I think that's the best penalty in the series so far. I'm not even mad. What? If only I'd kept my mouth shut. So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. Phoenix, did you not learn anything? The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. Has it? I mean, so what if Matt knew it was fake? Could he have disproved anything that was written on it? After Juan would read it aloud? I don't think he could, so that would be why he would want to stop it. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Corda 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ongard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ah! Ha! Phoenix has got you there, Edgeworth. Order, order, order! Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. Ah! As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured. It came down to this, after all. Does he have a trump card? Uh-oh. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? Oh, yeah, what the hell do both sides do? They're in a stalemate, a verdict can't be rendered yet, but apparently they don't have any idea what to do next. If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Who? Who could it possibly be, and also why? Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Who? Edgeworth's stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is the one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley D. Killer to commit murder? Who the fuck? Is it Matt? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr... What? Oh. Oh, okay, I see. Shelley hasn't been caught yet, but what Edgeworth is saying that when he does get caught, let's get him in here immediately to testify. Is that it? Oh my god, this would totally buy all the time Maya needs. Edgeworth! You clever bastard! Oh, Mr. D. Killer. Wait! Shelley D. Killer? You mean the killer? Or, I mean, the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright. Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well, then. The prosecution calls its But he hasn't been captured yet? Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness? Your name and your, occupation, please. Yeah, so, wait, why would the killer even bother talking through the radio? Doesn't he have better things to do? Isn't he still on the run? What does he hope to gain from this? Well, whatever. Okay.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelly the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. D. Killer will testify to this court. Oh. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh. Well, whatever D. Killer's about to say, I do believe it'll be in the staunch defense of his real client. Interesting. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. D. Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are, in fact, Shelly D. Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
Oh, he's gonna get Maya, isn't he? I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya!
A voice.
Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly D. Killer. It looks like we have to run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Gulp. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Shelly D. Killer. What is he going to say? Oh boy.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Well, nothing I can contradict there. Mr. D. Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. D. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about the trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Well, I guess we just need to squeeze him for information.
There is something I must first state.
I don't even want to press that. Phoenix would just ask, "What is that?" And then Edgeworth would say, "Let him finish." Yeah.
To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself.
But Matt Engarde didn't trust you. No, worse than that, he was planning to blackmail you. He recorded you killing Juan Corrida. Matt Engarde bragged to us his plans about you to throw you under the bus. My God, if we can prove that, then we win, I think. But let's just press it. The trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity.
There you go. Not this time.
If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did...
Yes?
That person wouldn't be my client for very long.
Ideas. Yeah.
They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Okay. I'll keep this in mind. I have no idea what it quite means yet, but... Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves.
Adrian. The killer's going to say that Adrian is his client. He is, isn't he? He's gonna say that Adrian did it. Oh my God, that would be...
Shit.
Damn, okay. Yeah, he's totally gonna do that. He's totally gonna do it. What would that mean for me, though? What would I have to do next? We'll find out.
And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die?
No. I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself.
It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
That egomaniacal...
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and have closed steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Alright, I guess we need to press this then. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's...
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry, go on.
Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
That's only because you don't know about my situation. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. Do I have to press them all in order? Uh-oh. Do I need to contradict something? I think I might have to. Okay, I guess I'll press everything in order. Give me a minute. Oh god, I accidentally skipped forward and I missed new dialogue. Uh-oh. I think I got the gist, though.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
That's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think, really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe you already.
Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think this would be very bad for them. We saw this. We saw this, definitely. Okay, let's press this thing. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree? Yes!
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Oh boy, hello, hello, okay, hello, what?
Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
Yeah, I predicted this, so the killer is most certainly still defending Matt Ongar. Yeah, the killer doesn't give two shits about Adrian. If Adrian can get thrown under the bus just to save his client, then so be it. We need to show the killer proof that Matt on guard was recording him with plans to rat you out. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. D. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. D. Killer told him a different name. Matt on guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Dirk. You, Shelley the Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Okay, you might have just said too much. But... Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive, and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself, the name of his client. Mr. D. Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Beep.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
What, you're really just gonna take the assassin for his word, Judge? Interesting. Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the one reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. D. Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please help me. Yes, I know the truth. Well, the radio is off. If Phoenix blurts out the truth, then the killer wouldn't kill Maya right then and there. Not until he learns that what Phoenix did. But is that a gamble he's willing to take?
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Wow, I feel like if I requested the verdict, we would launch immediately into the ending. But it's not an ending I care to see. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt on guard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I know now. I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over. They never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. D. Killer.
Right away, Your Honor. Bring it on. I'm hyped.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are, usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. D. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
Yeah, the best way to catch someone in a lie is to make them explain that lie in immense detail. Just need to wait for a slip. That's all it takes, a slip.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corda was dead.
Didn't we establish that she didn't think that? No, wait. Yeah, we got her with the golden knife sticking out of the chest. That's right.
But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events. For the, 5th time now. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Alright, that's quite a lengthy testimony, but again, the more we can scrutinize it, the more lies that will fall through. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting a hit.
Yes.
How much is your fee?
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
Fuck! No. I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that? You're guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You're almost witness, let's continue. Oh, that was great. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not?
One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime.
I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Yeah. Well, change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. D. Killer.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. My client did it to frame another for the crime.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time in including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy.
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here.
While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene.
So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here?
Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corda was dead.
From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Ah, yeah. Okay, I did have my suspicions about that one line, but just in case, let's press everything else too.
What even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button.
So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ongard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it?
Sadly, that is not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill. That is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
And that's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No, I'm fine. Really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for your client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Alright. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corda was dead? No, I don't believe she did. Otherwise, why would she pour the glass? Objection! Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. D. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice is poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corda's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Oh, okay, this is D. Killer saying, hey, attorney, do your job or Maya gets it. Phoenix, if D. Killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Alright, let's keep stalling.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
Oh. So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Okay.
This request came to me, about a week ago.
1 week ago? Are you sure?
Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
Specific date and time?
It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony.
Did you ask why on that specific night?
No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? Yeah. How much does the killer know of the feud between Matt Engard and Juan Corda? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
my client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Was it important? Okay, so the killer is saying that Adrian, his client, his quote-unquote client, met him at the bar to request the retrieval of the suicide note. Well, I mean, could we play on the angle that the killer only ever just kills people? He does not do anything else, so why would he take the bear? I don't know. I don't think it was important. Let's go with that. The killer said sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important. Well then, witness, please continue.
We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
Has the killer ever seen Adrian Andrews? If we asked him to describe Miss Andrews, would he even be able to? And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him.
Oh! You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up! He fucked up! You have fucked up now! You fucked up! Guys, he fucked up. Oh, we got him.
That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was very important, Your Honor. I heard what I think I heard just now. Then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client.
Sir? 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 Adrian's a lady, sir. Oh, wow, we have the profiles for both John Doe and Shelley right now. Interesting. He looks like such a nice and pleasant person. Alright. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley D. Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up. About her.
So what is the issue? Oh, what did you say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Oh!
The radio broke.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. D. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Wow, that is disturbing. That is very disturbing. I'm going to assume that's like grease? Oil? Also, it suddenly occurs to me that the radio kinda looks like a face. Just kinda. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Oh, I suppose it is.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. D. Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
Shelley D. Killer, this court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. What a half-assed lie that is. He talked about meeting people face-to-face to establish trust like 50 times over, but now he's talking about a request by mail? Really? 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 Okay. Well. I think I need to end this here because I sense it. I sense blood in the water. I think that next time we might actually be able to finish this. Maybe it'll be a special long 2-hour episode, but next time I definitely want to finish all this. Oh. But still, Phoenix is playing a very dangerous game. That was very bold of him to catch D-Killer in the lie when Maya's right there at his mercy. No, actually, I think there's something being held over D-Killer's head too, because D-Killer needs to do all that he can to protect his real client, Matt Engard. If he just gave up and turned off the phone and just killed Maya, that would definitely ensure that Matt would take a fall. D-Killer has to fight against Phoenix. He has to stay here and fight against him. What a very precarious situation this is. So... yeah, wow, oh, that was such a satisfying slip-up, man. Oh, man. Oh, that was so good. Gosh, I don't even really have anything else to say. I'm just so hyped. I want to hurry up and finish this video so I can continue playing. Okay, let's do it. This has been Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. I'm Zephyr the Jester. I thank you for watching. Hopefully, I will catch you next time. So until then, please take care. Oh boy. Let's do it. Let's end this game.